The mist curls thick and silver beneath the moonlight as it snakes between towering oaks and gnarled roots of the Keth Forest. The air hums faintly, like a whisper from unseen spirits, while distant wolves cry to a pale and lonely moon. Rade steps silently through the moss-covered earth, his crimson eyes catching slivers of moonlight through the canopy. His long, dark coat clings damply to his frame, and his curved horns glisten faintly with dew. He pauses near a stream where the water flows black beneath the night, crouching low to rinse the blood from his fingertips.
Another night, another hunt.
He mutters under his breath, watching the red swirl fade into the current. A rustle breaks the calm. Rade's hand flashes. Light surges between his fingers. Crimson runes ignite, casting eerie reflections on the trees. A whisper of movement darts behind him, then stops. Silence follows, thick as fog. From the shadow steps a figure in chain and leather, a bounty hunter, hood drawn low, eyes glinting like steel.
The Sorcerer of Gordris. You fetch quite the price, Tiefling,
the man says with a sneer. Rade's lips curl faintly.
And yet you walk into the forest at night, alone, to claim it? Either you're desperate or overconfident.
Both.
The hunter draws his blade. With a flick of his wrist, Rade sends a burst of red flame, spiraling into the air. The trees illuminate, and shadows dance across their ancient bark. Sparks reflect in his eyes as he steps forward, his voice low and resonant with restrained fury.
I didn't cast those spells in Gordris. I was framed.
Tell that to the city guards, or the merchant prince who ordered your death.
The hunter smirks. The name sends a chill through Rade's mind. Varen Duskvale, the man who runs the hidden weapon trade in Gordris, greedy, ruthless, and now fearful that Rade's investigations could unravel his empire. Varen had accused Rade of sorcery before the city council, turning the crowd's fear into law. Now the bounty grows each day. Steel flashes, the hunter lunges, but the forest itself seems to recoil from Rade's magic. A wave of force erupts from his palm, knocking the man back against an ancient oak. The impact echoes like thunder. Rade strides forward, eyes glowing brighter.
Tell me who sent you. Was it Duskvale himself?
You think one like me meets him face to face? We take coin. That's all.
The man groans, spitting blood.
Then give me the message you were meant to deliver.
The hunter hesitates. Rade's hand flares again, the air crackling. Finally, the man reaches into his vest and tosses a small silver medallion engraved with a serpent entwined around a dagger. Rade catches it. His gaze hardens.
Duskvale's mark. So, the serpent still coils in the dark.
Before he can speak again, a second arrow hisses through the fog, embedding itself in the hunter's chest. The man gasps, falls silent. Rade spins toward the tree line, eyes scanning the shadows.
You're growing bold, Varen. But I won't die in your forest.
A faint laugh drifts through the mist.
Not yet, Sorcerer, but soon.
The voice fades, leaving only the sighing of the wind and the rustle of leaves. Rade kneels beside the fallen man and retrieves a small parchment from his pocket. A bounty slip bearing his name, his likeness, and the seal of the Gordris Council. Beneath it, scrawled in fine ink, are words that chill him to the bone.
Eliminate the Tiefling before he reaches Sumeris. He knows too much.
He crumples the parchment, flames consuming it in his palm. The light fades, leaving darkness again. Rade stands, the medallion clenched tightly in his fist. The road ahead is clear. Reach Sumeris, find the truth behind Duskvale's operations, and clear his name, or die trying. The forest whispers as he moves, each step carrying him deeper into the unknown. The trees seem to lean close, as if listening to the heartbeat of the hunted sorcerer who refuses to bow. He looks skyward through the canopy.
If fate means to end me, then it will find me standing.
Lightning flickers on the horizon, illuminating his silhouette as he walks into the storm. The morning sun bleeds over the horizon, painting the mist in hues of gold and crimson. The distant walls of Sumeris rise from the plains like the ribs of an ancient beast, tall, weathered, and watchful. Smoke rises from chimneys, and the faint toll of a bell drifts across the wind. Rade approaches from the east, cloak heavy with forest dew, his eyes weary yet fierce beneath his hood. Behind him, the Keth Forest looms like a shadow that refuses to fade. His mind is haunted by the bounty slip and the serpent sigil burned into memory.
Sumeris. If Dusk Vale's reach extends even here, I'll need more than fire to survive.
The road to the gates is crowded with travelers, merchants leading wagons, peasants carrying bundles of grain, and guards clad in blue and brass armor inspecting each entry. Rade keeps his hood low, his tail wrapped beneath his cloak, his horns hidden in the folds of fabric. The guards are alert. Tieflings are rare here, and sorcerers rarer still. As he steps closer to the gate, a voice calls from behind.
You there, hooded one.
Rade stiffens, hand instinctively brushing the edge of his spell focus, a small crystal shard tied to a chain around his wrist. He turns slowly. A woman stands a few paces away, dressed in a leather vest, lined with silver thread. Her auburn hair is tied back, and a curved dagger glints at her belt. Her eyes are sharp, assessing, too knowing for a stranger.
You look like someone who's had better nights. You heading into Sumeris or trying to avoid notice?
Depends who's asking.
Name's Kalira Dorn, hunter of secrets, finder of lost things, and occasional savior of idiots who walk into cities wearing wanted faces.
You know who I am?
Half the bounty board does, but lucky for you, I don't work for gold. I work for truth. And right now, truth says you're walking into a trap.
Explain.
Kalira motions him toward a side path that veers away from the gate and leads toward a row of derelict stables.
The Council of Sumeris got word from Gordris 2 nights ago. Your name, your crime, and a promise of coin for your head. They've stationed lookouts at every gate.
He follows her cautiously, scanning for deception.
And yet, you're helping me. Why?
Kalira stops near the shadow of a collapsed barn, turning to face him.
Because Varen Duskvale's been poisoning the trade routes between our cities for years. Smuggling iron, bribing guards, starting wars in the shadows. You're not the first he's tried to silence, but you might be the first who can expose him.
Rade studies her expression. There's conviction there, not the hollow greed of a bounty hunter, but the spark of someone with purpose.
You've seen his operations?
Part of them. Enough to lose a brother who got too close. You've got proof, don't you? Or something that can tie him to Gordris.
Rade unfastens his satchel, revealing the silver medallion, the serpent and dagger insignia.
This was taken from one of his men in Keth Forest. It's his mark.
Then we have a start. There's a contact in Sumeris who can help. An archivist named Thalen Oris. Keeps records on trade and tariffs, but secretly tracks illicit dealings. If we can reach him, he might have the ledger that links Duskvale's shipments to the black market.
Then let's move.
Before they step out from the shadows, Kalira grabs his arm.
One rule, Sorcerer. No spells in the open. Sumeris doesn't outlaw magic like Gordris, but the wrong display will draw attention.
I know. I've seen what fear does to a crowd.
They make their way through a narrow passage leading into the city's lower district. The scent of spiced bread and tanned leather fills the air, mingling with the hum of trade. Sumeris bustles with life, Merchants shouting, guards marching, children darting between market stalls. But beneath it all, Rade senses unease. Eyes follow him from shaded doorways. A sign above a tavern reads The Broken Flute, a place where whispers cost less than coin. Kalira leads him inside. The tavern is dim, lit by oil lamps and thick with smoke. A bard plays a melancholy tune on a stringed instrument near the corner. Kalira gestures toward a back booth.
Wait here. I'll find Thalen.
Rade watches her weave through the crowd, her movements practiced and quiet. He takes a seat, hands clasped around a mug of untouched ale. Every creak of the floorboards, every mutter of the patrons keeps his nerves taut. Moments later, Kalira returns with a tall, thin man in ink-stained robes. His spectacles are cracked, his hair disheveled, but his eyes gleam with intellect.
So, this is the infamous Sorcerer. I was beginning to think you were a myth.
Myth or not, Duskvale wants me dead.
That only proves you're dangerous to the right people.
Sliding into the booth next to Rade, he opens a leather folio, revealing scrolls and ledgers covered in trade markings.
Varen's shipments, weapons, materials, bribes. I've been tracking them for months.
You found proof?
Enough to hang him twice over. But it's locked away, in the vault beneath the Guild Hall of Merchants. And it's guarded.
Then that's where we start.
Thunder rumbles faintly in the distance, and for a moment, all three fall silent, aware that the storm gathering outside mirrors the one about to break inside Sumeris. Night drapes its velvet cloak across Sumeris. The rain that threatened earlier has come at last, soft and steady, washing the streets clean of the day's clamor. The markets are empty, save for the flicker of lanterns swaying in the breeze. Somewhere, a bell tolls the 11th hour. Rade and Kalira move through the shadows between the merchant district's narrow alleys. Their boots splash silently through shallow puddles, their cloaks blending with the darkness. The Guild Hall of Merchants looms ahead, a towering marble structure with ironwork gates and banners bearing the sigil of the city, a rising sun over crossed scales. Kalira studies the guards posted near the main doors, 4 of them, armored and alert, halberds glinting under the lamplight.
The front is suicide. We take the rear.
She whispers. Rade nods, his eyes scanning the perimeter.
Are you sure the vault's beneath the hall?
That's what Thalen said. He's got a map of the lower levels. Storage rooms, counting chambers, and a locked archive at the deepest level. That's where the ledger will be.
They skirt around the outer walls, ducking beneath overhangs and through side courtyards. The city seems to hold its breath around them. Even the rain falls softly, as if unwilling to betray their steps. They reach a service door behind the hall, half hidden by crates of grain and an overturned cart. Kalira kneels beside the lock, producing a small pouch of thin metal tools. Her fingers move quickly, deftly.
You've done this before?
Rade murmurs. She smirks faintly.
You'd be surprised how many secrets open with the same key.
A click. The latch gives way. They slip inside. The air within smells of parchment, dust, and faint oil. The corridor stretches into darkness, lined with wooden doors marked by brass plaques. Accountancy, tariffs, shipping records. A single lantern burns near the far end, illuminating a stairwell that descends into the bowels of the guild hall. Kalira leads the way, steps light and measured. The stairs creak, and both pause, listening. Only the rain outside answers. Below, the hallway widens into a stone corridor. 2 guards patrol near a heavy iron door in the distance, their armor faintly clinking with each shift of movement. Rade and Kalira duck behind a stack of barrels.
2 guards. No chance of sneaking past while they're standing there.
Then we make them move.
Kalira replies, glancing around. Her gaze settles on a small oil lamp fixed to the wall beside them.
Got flint?
Rade hands her a striker from his belt pouch. Kalira dips the edge of her dagger into the oil, then flicks it toward a burlap sack at the corner of the hall. With a single spark, the cloth catches, a faint flame that quickly spreads along the wall.
That should do it.
Fire!
One shouts, rushing forward. As they hurry toward the blaze, Rade and Kalira dart from the shadows and slip through the now unattended iron door. The hinges groan softly, but the storm outside masks the sound. Inside, the chamber is vast and silent, a subterranean vault of stone columns and iron cabinets stretching into darkness. Lanterns hang from chains, their light dim but steady. A large table sits at the center, covered in ledgers and scrolls bound with twine. Kalira moves quickly, scanning the markings on the cabinets.
We're looking for anything marked export declarations, Gordris, or restricted trade licenses.
Not this one.
He mutters, setting it aside. Minutes stretch. Their search grows frantic. The scent of burning cloth from above begins to fade. The fire distraction won't last long. Kalira finds a locked drawer near the end of the room.
Here.
She whispers, producing her tools again. The lock resists her first attempt.
Damn it, this one's newer.
How much longer?
30 seconds. If we're lucky.
Footsteps echo faintly beyond the hall. Metal boots on stone. They exchange a look. Kalira's hands work faster, sweat glinting on her brow despite the chill. A soft click. The drawer slides open. Inside lies a leather-bound ledger, the cover stamped with a serpent encircling a dagger. The same sigil Rade took from the bounty hunter. Kalira flips it open, eyes scanning the first page.
Shipment records, dates, names, destinations. Look, here, Gordris, Sumeris, and half a dozen other towns. Duskvale's name appears on every page.
That's enough to expose him.
Kalira nods, carefully tucking the ledger into her satchel.
Let's move before...
The iron door creaks. Lantern light floods in.
Who's there?
A voice barks. Rade grabs Kalira's arm, pulling her toward a side passage. They sprint through the narrow corridor, boots pounding against stone. Shouts rise behind them, guards giving chase. They burst into a storage room filled with crates and barrels. Kalira slams the door and throws a bolt across it.
This way!
She hisses, climbing up stacked crates toward a narrow ventilation shaft. Rade hesitates, listening to the guards battering the door.
You've done this before, too.
You learn fast when you steal from merchants. Now climb!
They squeeze through the shaft, crawling through darkness that smells of dust and iron. The sounds of pursuit fade below them. Eventually, they emerge through a grate that opens into the canal district behind the hall. The rain has grown heavier now, masking their escape as they drop onto the cobblestones below. Kalira pulls the grate back into place, breathing hard.
We got what we came for. Let's go.
Rade looks back toward the guild hall, its lamps glowing through the downpour, guards shouting orders in confusion.
He'll know soon, and he'll come for us.
Then we stay ahead of him. Thalen can copy the records by dawn, and we spread the truth before he can bury it.
Duskvale wanted me silenced. Now he will hear me louder than ever.
They vanish into the night, the rain swallowing their footsteps. Behind them, the city of Sumeris stirs with unease, its merchants, guards, and nobles unaware that before dawn, one of their own empires will begin to crumble. Dawn breaks red over Sumeris, the light filtered through heavy storm clouds that linger from the night before. The streets buzz with unrest, rumors spreading faster than fire. The merchant guild's vault was breached. The serpent mark has been found in its ledgers. Varen Duskvale's name is written in every line. Rade moves quietly through the city's lower district with Kalira and Thalen, their hoods drawn low. In Thalen's satchel rests the copied pages, proof of Duskvale's smuggling, bribery, and murder-for-hire operations. The archivist's voice trembles as they approach the Grand Plaza.
Once these reach the council chambers, the city will have no choice but to act. Duskvale's influence ends today.
Kalira glances toward Rade.
And your name gets cleared in the process.
Rade says nothing. His expression is stone, but his eyes burn.
I'll believe that when I see it.
The plaza is already filled with tension. Guards line the steps of the council hall. Merchants shout, nobles whisper, and from atop the dais, Varen Duskvale himself stands flanked by his private guards, men in dark leather, their armor embossed with the serpent and dagger sigil. Duskvale's voice cuts through the morning air like a blade.
These accusations are slander, lies woven by thieves and conspirators. I, Varen Duskvale, have served this city faithfully.
The councillors murmur among themselves, uncertain. Then Thalen steps forward, clutching the ledger pages.
Lies! Then perhaps you'll explain your own seal, stamped across every illicit trade and shipment that bled this city dry.
A hush falls. Thalen hands the papers to a guard, who passes them to the council. The men read in silence, their faces shifting from confusion to shock, then to fury. Rade steps forward at last, drawing his hood back. The murmurs grow louder.
There he is, the Tiefling Sorcerer, the outlaw from Gordris.
I was hunted because Duskvale feared I'd uncover the truth. He framed me for crimes I never committed. But I won't run any longer.
Duskvale's expression tightens, and his composure cracking.
Seize him!
He shouts, but the city guards hesitate. They look between Duskvale and the councillors, uncertain where authority lies now. Kalira's hand drops to her dagger.
Here we go.
Duskvale's personal men move first, blades drawn, charging the steps. Rade reacts on instinct, drawing a fallen guard's sword. The steel flashes as he parries a strike, counters with precision, and disarms his attacker in one motion. Kalira spins beside him, kicking another man squarely in the chest. The crowd erupts into chaos. The square becomes a storm of shouting and clashing metal. Rade fights not with rage, but with clarity. His movements measured, deliberate, almost surgical. Two of Duskvale's guards fall. A third charges with a spear. Rade sidesteps and drives his hilt into the man's ribs. Kalira ducks under a swinging blade, using her elbow to break her foe's nose before slamming him to the ground.
Remind me never to follow you into politics.
Duskvale, seeing his men falter, retreats toward the council steps.
You can't prove anything. You're a fugitive. Your word means nothing.
Rade advances through the chaos, his sword low, his gaze locked on the man who ruined his life. The rain begins again, soft, steady, washing streaks of blood from the marble.
The truth doesn't need my word. It's written in your own hand.
Duskvale draws a dagger from his belt, a curved blade gilded with silver. He lunges, slashing wildly. Rade meets the attack, head on, their blades ringing like thunder. They circle, trading strikes. Rade's grip is steady, Duskvale's desperate. A final clash. Steel binds. Rade twists, disarming the merchant and sending his dagger skittering across the stones. He presses the edge of his blade against Duskvale's throat. The merchant freezes, trembling.
You built your empire on lies. Now it ends where it began, under the eyes of the people you betrayed.
He lowers the weapon.
I won't kill you, Mr. Duskvale, but Sumeris will judge you. That's justice, not vengeance.
Guards seize Duskvale, dragging him before the council. The crowd, once silent, begins to cheer, slowly at first, then louder as realization spreads. Rade was innocent. Kalira wipes her blade, smirking faintly.
Told you the truth would win.
Rade exhales, the weight lifting from his shoulders, and turns to Kalira with a serious but sincere expression.
Thank you, Kalira.
Later that evening, the fires of the city burn low. Rade stands at the edge of the plaza as the council formally clears his name.
Rade of Gordris, you are hereby absolved of all accusations. By the testimony of Thalen Oris and the evidence presented this day, you are henceforth recognized as a free and honorable citizen of Sumeris.
The applause feels distant. Rade bows his head in gratitude, but says little. After years of being hunted, vindication feels strange, like silence after a storm. Kalira joins him as the crowd disperses.
You could stay, you know. The council would welcome you. Even the guard captain wants to offer you a commission.
Rade gazes toward the dark line of trees beyond the city walls. Keth Forest, veiled in mist beneath the silver moon.
Cities have their rules, their politics, their walls. I've had enough of all three.
And the forest?
The forest doesn't judge. It just listens. And you?
Still chasing secrets. But if you ever find another one worth uncovering, you know where to find me.
They clasp hands briefly, a promise between allies, and part ways.